Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, and it is time for the Between the Lines segment, brought to you by 1st&LONG College Football Show. How you doing, Mason?
Man, I'm doing good. It's a good Friday here at the Cowart household.
I didn't
And
know it was a Catholic holiday. Good
well, it
Friday.
is here. It is here. Day before college football, it's always Good Friday, baby. Actually, we got college football tonight. We got Colorado tonight. So,
Yeah.
we got a little bit of action. And if you watched last night, Thursday night, that was a heck of a game. Ended in a
Woo.
Hail Mary, a thriller. I'm really glad that we didn't do this betting show beforehand because I definitely had West Virginia winning that game, and I was like that's still a good pick. They should have won the game,
Yeah.
but a Hail Mary would have cost me a pick. So,
Man, if anybody
timing is
doesn't know
everything.
what we're talking about, go check out the ending of that West Virginia game yesterday. Honestly, I'd recommend just watching the uh, the long extended highlight version. That's what I did, about 30 minutes at Worth, and man, that was a good highlight reel, and that was an outstanding game and a heartbreaker for West Virginia. Not to spoil it for anyone, but that was a really, really, really good one. And if that's any indication of what this weekend's going to be like, then we're going to have plenty of entertainment as far as college football goes. Um, let's jump into these picks, man. Let me explain the show to everybody, I guess, is what we need to do. So, this Between the Lines show was a concept that we thought up a while back, and we kind of morphed it into our prediction show, and now we're kind of separating the two again. So every Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to come on about the same time, and uh, we're reading between the lines, and obviously that could mean a couple different things, and that's kind of the point of the show. It's a nice play on words, but we're looking through the lines that Vegas sets and trying to find winners. I mean, it's that simple, and we're not going to go dive deep into these games or anything. We've already done that. And if you want to go check out our prediction show from earlier this week, we did it live as well. And you're welcome to come join us whenever we do those each week. But for the purposes of this show, we're going to be making our picks against the spread, over under, all those things, and this will be our weekly betting show. So we hope that you will put that on your little planner there and come see us on Friday, and let's see if we can make some money together. We're hoping that doing this on Friday will help us get some more accurate picks. Picking early in the week is pretty tough, uh, especially real early in the week when we were recording everything. So, how do you want to do this? You want to give us some of your you want to give us yours, and then I'll do mine, or how you want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna start with I've got mine set up from earliest to latest. So I'm just gonna go down my list and if you've got something that you or I guess I'll go first. I'll lead us off. If you've got a play on that game, let me know, or let the fans know, and then you can pick one after that or however you want to do it there. But we'll kind of just go one then the other until we're out. So
Gotcha. Go for it.
all right. So and just for the folks at home, we're just gonna kind of give you a pick and give you a couple of details about why we're picking that specific pick, what we like about it. We're not going to go into too much detail. We want this to be a quick, 15 or 20-minute segment. Get your
Yeah.
picks in. If you agree with it, bet it. Take it with you, whatever. And if you disagree with it, let us know why. So that if you can save us a bad bet, please. This is a community, right? It's not a one-way street. So let us know.
Yeah,
Let us
you
know.
you can live comment. We know that you guys like to comment and tell us how we're idiots and stuff. So,
Yes.
which I find very, very, very entertaining. We're gonna do a, not to get off track here, but um, we're gonna do a comment on the comment show here in a couple weeks, and we'll just pull up the best comments and we'll
That
do a
sounds
show
fun.
just comment on the comments, because I tell you
That
what,
sounds
man,
fun.
we've had a good time going back and forth with everybody, and I really appreciate everybody commenting and stuff, because it just levels this up 10 times
Yeah,
whenever we've got everybody commenting into the show.
absolutely.
Give us them
So,
picks, baby. Let's
all
make
right.
some money. Let's go.
So thanks for interacting. Keep it up, everybody at home. We really appreciate it. But let's get started with our Between the Lines segment. So I'm going to start us off with Iowa State +5 over Cincinnati. And
Ew.
it's a 12:05 game. A little bit, yeah, it's a little sticky. I know. So, um, but look, this is a tale of two teams, right? So Cincinnati started the season strong. They had 2 wins starting off, and ever since the Miami of Ohio loss, and outside of the OU loss, Iowa State's really had 2 good wins against Oklahoma State and TCU. So I really feel like this is a pretty solid money line if you wanna bet that as well. I don't have that number for you, but I feel really confident that they're going to keep it within 5 points with Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's reeling a little bit. And again, this is a tale of two teams. One's going up, one's going down. And they got to meet in the middle somewhere. And I think that Iowa State's going to be able to keep this a close game.
Yeah. Um, Look, I like that. They definitely been playing better and surprising some people here lately. And I've had to get myself in the zone of thinking about what we're betting on, what the teams are going to do, not what they've done. Okay,
Right.
and these teams do change from week to week, and it's college football. My first pick is at a 3:35 time slot. I'm going into the Texas A&M Tennessee game,
Okay.
and we've talked about this. I'm settled on this. I think I've gone back and forth, but I just really want to bet this game for some reason. I don't know why. I should probably just leave the shit alone. But I'm taking Tennessee -3. Okay, and here are the reasons why. This is the best offensive line Texas A&M has faced this year. I think they're going to be able to get a little bit of a push. Okay, they're not going to stalemate. Everybody said, they stopped Alabama. Alabama only ran for 30-something yards. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, Tennessee's a better running team than Alabama. They got better running backs,
They are.
and they got a better offensive line. End of
That's true.
story. And they're at home, and it's a night game. Tennessee has only allowed a 32% conversion rate on third down. Now, look, Texas A&M was real good too, okay? 25%. These are some of the top teams in the country against their opponents on third down. A&M is averaging giving up 276 yards a game through the air. Now, I know Joe Milton is not, like a Carson Beck or something. I totally understand that. I'm sure that analogy will piss the Tennessee fans off, but he's no Carson Beck, right? That's for sure. But I'm sorry, I'm laying it on thick. The dude can't hit the intermediate stuff, and we know that. He's going to have the opportunity to hit some long passes in this game. We just saw Jalen Mildew for Alabama tear this team up through the air, and he sucks, and we know that. So, with all that being said, give me 90-yard throwing Joe Milton, okay, and those Tennessee stinking balls. And I'm taking those 3 points. I think they're going to cover at home. I think they can win this sucker by a touchdown.
So I'm going to fight you on that one. Okay. So
fight.
In my defense, I guess I locked this in at A&M at +3.5. So, there's a chance that we both kind of win, or I win and you push with a 3-point win from Tennessee. But I kind of see it the other way around. And I know, we've talked about this. It sounds like you've kind of done some rethinking on it, and you're kind of the mindset that Tennessee offensive line is going to get the job done and be able to move
it. Yes.
potentially. And you think they're going to be able to move that defensive line of Texas A&M. And I think it is possible. I just think Texas A&M's got the dudes. Like, they've got the more athletic dudes. Tennessee's offensive line, like, they've been very effective, but I think that they're kind of like outplaying their own talent level. And I think that Texas A&M's defensive line is just more athletic. Naturally, those positions are more athletic anyways, but I think that they're going to be able to get after Milton. And and you mentioned it. It's, to me, it's accuracy from Milton, not being able to hit the intermediate and long passes. And I think that that's going to be the difference in the game. When they need a 3rd and long to come up, they're not going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be able to rely on it. And Texas A&M does a really good job of getting after the passer. Whether you're a good run blocking team or not, a lot of those teams, a lot of those offensive lines still have holes in the passing game and in the pass protection, I guess. So I just see Texas A&M being able to get after the quarterback more often than not, forcing some 3rd and longs and them not being able to convert. So give me Texas A&M plus 3.5. I've also got the under 55.5 in this game. It looks like Bet Now's got it down to 54.5. So, do with that what you will. I'm sure you can find a 55.5 if you look around. And then I'm also going to take A&M on the money line because why not? I figure they should be able to win this game. I actually liked what I saw out of Texas A&M in that Alabama game, and then kind of in that second half, things sort of started to slip from them. But I was watching that game and I thought, man, this is a pretty tough team, for a while there, and maybe it's an Ananias Smith, punt return for a touchdown that wins him the ball game or something like that. But I could see it. I could see it being a dogfight and a low scoring game. So give me the under. Give me the money line for Texas A&M and Texas A&M plus 3.5. I'll take those points.
I hear you. All right, and so I'm gonna go to another 3:35 game, Florida at South Carolina, and I'm gonna stop right there. Anybody's watching this video, go ahead and like the video, please. We only got a couple likes. We got more than that watching. We need all the help we can get.
Sorry, I forgot.
Thank you. Love y'all. Florida at South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina is favored by 2, and I'm going to take the Cox. All right, nobody beats our Cox.
It is Cocktober.
It's Cocktober, baby, and nobody beats our Cox in Cocktober. I'm taking South Carolina -2. Look, the Gators tout the SEC's leading pass defense. Okay, that's an awesome stat. I heard some similar stats right before they got the absolute ever living bejesus beat the hell out of them by Kentucky. I heard the same thing. This is the best defense in the SEC. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I'm going to tell you why. You know who this team has played? Listen to these awesome, amazing passing attacks that Florida has played this year. You ready? Utah, McNeese, Tennessee. Who is CLT? I don't even know who I wrote down CLT as if I was going to know who that was.
Central Louisiana Tech.
Central Louisiana, exactly. Kentucky and then Vanderbilt. So which one of those teams right there knows how to throw the ball like South Carolina? Not one damn one of them. Not one of them. I'm taking South Carolina to cover. They're at home. Got the way better quarterback in this situation. South Carolina running back Mario Anderson went over 100 yards last week. This is the first time they've had a running back go over 100 yards for the year. I think they're starting to get the offensive line settled down a little bit as they just started off the year in shambles. And Florida has lost 4 out of the last 6 at South Carolina. Give me the South Carolina Gamecocks to beat them by more than 2 at home at 3:35 on Saturday. What you got?
Man, I had that written down, and I kind of ran out of time before the show to underwrite that, but I really like your breakdown, so I'm gonna get a piggyback off of you on that one.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna follow suit. I like that play. I really do.
Money train coming through.
All right, so I'm gonna backtrack us just a little bit. We're gonna go a little bit off course here. Go back to 305. I've got Cal at +11 over Utah. All right, so Utah is an 11-point favorite. And that's all you need to know. Like, Utah averages 19 points a game. So you're telling me that you think that they're going to hold Cal to 9 points, right? And that would still be a cover, right? So to me, and Cal is kind of like a tough team right now. Like, low key, they've been pretty good the past couple of weeks, at least competitive. So to me, I mean, this could be a situation. I don't think Cam Rising's coming back. Once again, we should just stop even like saying his name. but
Yeah.
at this point,
Cam watch is over, dude. Cam watch is
yeah,
over.
it's over. So, but this is a team that just doesn't score a lot of points. So to think that they're going to cover an 11-point spread, I think that's all you really need to know.
Not enough points to go around, brother. That's a good pick.
That's right. So to me, if you want like a strong value play on the money line, it's a plus 325 for Cal. I'm not saying they should win, right? Obviously, they're an 11-point underdog for a reason, but for the value, I like the money line here. That's going to be like my value money line play. I've already played Texas A&M. That's a little bit more of a not a that's a little bit smaller of a number to you're not going to make as much money on that. But if you want like a big payout, I think that plus 325 is pretty sizable. So that's going to be my pick for like the big upset of the weekend.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Well, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the big boy for just a second because I've got a pick on that game. I just couldn't keep my grubby little damn hands off of this Oregon at Washington. Washington favored by 3. That number has stuck around there all week. The number, I think this was a great number by Vegas here. I'm gonna take my Washington Huskies, okay, and give me them 3. Go on, give me them 3. This is going to be a great game. I cannot wait to see it. I think there are only about 2 or 3 paths in the way that this game can go. The way that I'm hoping that it will go for the sake of this bet, McMillan and Odunze are players, and I've argued with some Oregon people online the past couple days, but I've seen this story before. These 2 wide receivers are game breakers that you cannot guard when they're on their game.
Well, and Polk's pretty good too. They really have 3.
Absolutely. And skill players in general, they're very, very good. They've replaced the running back that went out early in the year, and they haven't skipped a beat there either. But, I've seen this same song and dance before, and it's like the 2021 SEC championship game.
Yeah.
That was one of the best defenses we've ever seen out of Georgia or out of any team, but that was playing for Georgia. And we saw just a couple of game wrecker wide receivers just totally run roughshod over Georgia in that game. And do any of us think that Alabama was better than Georgia that year? No. Georgia beat Alabama in the national championship later on. Yeah. Okay? So I'm not saying that Washington is the better team here. I just have a feeling that Washington is going to get the better of Oregon this weekend coming up. That's what I think. And I think these 2 wide receivers are about to run wild.
Yeah.
Because they're NFL wide receivers playing in college. Mm-hmm. That's what they are. They're ready for the NFL right now. And Michael Penix, they've got the perfect dude to throw it to him. Okay, other than the fact that he's left-handed and that just looks weird as shit. Other than that, it's picture perfect. It really is. So I'm just riding this Washington train. They're the home team. They got Kalen DeBoer as their head coach, and they got Michael Penix, and they got those badass wide receivers. Okay, Oregon hasn't seen anything like these Washington wide receivers this year, and Washington is my team this year. So let's ride the Huskies to the finish line. Put my money on those Huskies, baby. What you got?
There you go, man. Washington is a wagon right now, and you've been on that thing since about April, I think.
Yep.
So
hopefully I don't turn the wagon over like the Sooners did last year on the pregame. Hurt when you wreck a wagon, it hurts.
Yeah, I'm actually I lean the other side. I do think that Oregon is a really good overall team. They're one
You're
of
an idiot. No,
they're one of 2 teams that are in the top 10 on, I believe it's total offense and total defense is the number. So they're a very complete team. Now, I do think that they've benefited from the early part of their schedule, like a lot of teams being pretty weak, and they're about to get into the thick of their schedule. So I don't expect those trends to continue necessarily. But I do think that they're, a very well balanced team. So I'm super excited about this. I think this
Yeah.
game's going to be very telling for the Pac-12 just in general. But for me, the play on this game is going to be over 67. I liked it earlier in the week when it was at 61.5, and this thing just kind of inflated like a freaking balloon. But
Yeah. And
now I'm
now it's
like, I'm
stuck at
sweating
67.
it.
It hasn't
Yeah,
moved again.
it hasn't moved again, which gives me a little bit of confidence. But the fact that it jumped 5.5 points gave me a lot of pause for sure. I still think that this game's going to be, scored in like the mid to high 30s. So on both sides. So, I'm still thinking it's got about a 70-point game, maybe in the low 70s. So that's going to be my play on this game. What you got coming next, man?
All right. Let's keep it moving. How you doing? Keep it moving. Um, where's my next one at? Iowa at Wisconsin. Ugh. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm just gonna kind of watch it
Yeah.
because I am actually gonna put some money on Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a 9.5 point favorite in this one, and I just like them to. I like that number a lot. I
Yeah.
just that 9.5 is just perfect. I think, and I like Wisconsin to beat them by more than that. Um, I Iowa's not going to score shit in this game. I mean, water wet, fire hot. Iowa would not score. We know this. Um, but I just like Wisconsin. I think they're a pretty well rounded team this year, especially considering the circumstances in which they have a brand new head coach and everything. Just give me those Badgers, and I think they can win by 10 in this game.
Yeah, I like that play, and I was actually going to play it myself, and I was starting to do kind of my underwriting of it to figure out, why do I like it so much? Where are my leans at? And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger just because I know that both of these offenses, really both of the defenses are so stingy that it's going to be tough for the offenses to score
Yep.
points. These are very like lower middle of the pack in the Big Ten offenses, and Iowa's just they're at the bottom of the pack. Like, let's be honest. So,
They're horrible.
yeah, I think the over under on this game was like 36.5 or 34.5 maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I want to say it was like 24-10 is kind of what I was predicting, there. So to me, the numbers are so tight, I'm just going to stay away from it. But for my next pick, I'm going to go with Kansas. At 335, we got Kansas and Oklahoma State, and I'm going to take Kansas -3 over Oklahoma State. And look, I know Oklahoma State's kind of, they had a good game, right? They beat Kansas State, but to me, I think that just exposed Kansas State a little bit more than it told me that Oklahoma State's good.
Yeah.
Now it's very possible that they're good, but
I think they played
I
a good
just
game, but I don't.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't think Kansas State is good either.
Right. And to me, Kansas, I've been really high on all season, and then they got walloped by Texas. But then they had a really nice comeback win, well, not comeback win, but a bounce back win against UCF last week. And I think that this team is just exactly who I thought they were. They just got hung up with a really good Texas team. So I think that 3 points is kind of laughable. I would kind of set the line at like 7.5 if I were Vegas, So 3, I think it's pretty easy. I think that's easy pickings for me, and I'm going to take Kansas -3.
Nice. 7:05 p.m. I have got Arizona at
Mm-hmm.
Washington State. Washington State is a 7.5 point favorite. I'm taking Zona. I'm taking Zona,
Wow.
baby. I'm
Okay.
gonna take. I'm taking Zona to cover here. Um, I think I think film's out on Washington State, man. I think this one trick pony. I think people have kind of figured things out, and um, I just don't see them being well rounded enough to keep Arizona from not being close in this game. Arizona kept it real close with USC. I don't put Washington State in the same category as I put USC. I think Arizona can go on the road and get a cover here. Maybe just lose by a touchdown, maybe 3, something like that. I think they can
Yeah.
keep it close.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you took that pick. I was going to take the same pick, but I thought that when you brought that game up, you were going to go with Wazoo. I decided to back off of that pick, but I do like it. I was leaning towards Arizona. I was just being a little bit too much
I'm
of a
thinking
chicken to pull the
different this
trigger.
week, Mason. I did my research. You see this?
Yeah.
You see this? I'm doing this differently today.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I,
doing this different, and we're gonna win some by God money, son.
I think that what we've learned is to fade our own picks is really all that this is. So,
Don't trust your instincts
yeah.
because
Yeah. So
that's
we'll
what
see
this
how
is
this
all
game
about.
plan works for us. All right. So I'm going to go to the 6:35 game. You got Louisville against Pitt. And I understand, Louisville has a pretty tough match coming up, right?
Yeah,
Against Duke next week. So some people in the media are saying that this could be a look ahead game. And I get that. And it is a look ahead game. Pitt's not good at all. But I still think that even in a look ahead, even with Louisville looking ahead and sleepwalking through this game, they'll be able to cover 7.5 points. I really wish I could get this at 7. If you find it somewhere at 7, let me know in the comment section. But 7.5 points, I think that's doable. I think they win by 10 or 14 against Pitt. Pitt's just really not good at all, and they don't really have a lot of life. I'm just not seeing that being a cover for Pitt at all. So, give me Louisville and at minus 7.5.
I've heard a lot of people picking Pitt as an upset, and like you said, like a look ahead or something. Louisville ain't looking ahead for shit right now. Louisville is walking on a cloud. They're not overlooking anybody. This is Louisville. It's not Notre Dame who's on a 10-game win streak and then they overlook somebody. I don't think Louisville's overlooking anybody, and I think
Yeah,
Pitt is.
they don't have that luxury.
They don't, and they're not used to this type of success. They're not taking that for granted. I don't think. All right, all you Kentucky neckbeards out there, Mizzou at Kentucky. Kentucky minus 2.5. Kentucky's the favorite at home, and I'm taking Mizzou, baby. Riding the Mizzou train, jumping on the back of the Tiger. Okay, 2.5, schmoo and a half. All right, I ain't worried about that at all. I want Mizzou. We just saw Georgia absolutely dissect this Kentucky secondary. We just seen it. I think we're going to see it again. I think Cook goes off. I think these wide receivers go off, and I think that we've kind of seen the best of Kentucky already this year. And I think Mizzou is going to come out. I think Mizzou is probably it's hard to say that, but I think Mizzou stands a chance of being the second best team in the SEC East. But we're going to find out, I think, this weekend. Give me Mizzou as the underdog on the road, taking the Tigers. What you got?
I like that play. I was leaning that way, and I started to look at it, and I was really thinking about Kentucky and their strong running attack. I was trying to match them up with someone that Missouri has faced that has that tough of a running attack, and there's not anybody. So that gave me a little bit of worry that if Kentucky gets the running game going, they're going to take time off. And
I did the same thing for Kentucky. I was like, all right, who has Kentucky played that has had a strong passing attack?
Yeah.
There's one team, it's UGA, and they absolutely blistered their ass.
Yeah. No, I agree. And Luther Burden could get going and get behind some guys, and he's magic with the ball. But hey, we're running up on 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and give you my last pick, and then you can run off whatever else you've got.
Perfect.
Okay, so USC at plus 2.5 over Notre Dame should be a really good game. But I like USC in this situation to win by at least a field goal. I feel like Notre Dame's got to be a little bit deflated, right? And USC, on the other hand, is undefeated. I feel like they've been looking ahead to this game for whatever reason. And really, what I think it's going to come down to is USC's strong defensive line. So obviously USC does not have a strong defense, but their defensive line, there is one stat that they're really good at.
I was like, where is he going with this?
There is one stat that's really impressive for USC, and it's the fact that they have 57 tackles for a loss, which leads the country. They're number one in tackles for a loss. And this will be a test. Notre Dame's got a pretty strong offensive line, but they're mostly run blocking offensive linemen. They rank, I believe it was 47th in the country in opponent tackles for a loss. So the tackles for a loss that they give up. So I think that that's an area that USC can attack. And I think that puts some pressure on Sam Hartman, and also takes pressure off of the DBs and on the back end, off of USC's DBs. So I think that that's an area that they can target. Obviously, USC has the dudes on offense to take advantage of Notre Dame's defense. Notre Dame has a really strong secondary, so that's a fun matchup to watch. But I just think, like you mentioned, with Washington and their dudes on the offensive side of the ball, their wide receivers, I think that these USC wide receivers are going to be a little bit too hot to handle for Notre Dame. So give me USC at +2.5.
Well, that's how you save time and be efficient. That's like playing cart buddy golf, where it's like you hit one in the woods, and then your buddy that's riding with you on the cart hits one right in the woods too. Maybe we're in the fairway. I don't know. I'm taking USC on the money line.
Okay.
If you're just giving me 2.5
Makes
points,
sense.
I'm going to take them on the money line, and I'm going to take my +120 odds there. And so there we go. A little bit of cart buddy golf to speed us up here. Same reasons you're thinking that solid ass USC defense. No,
So good.
no. We said earlier in the week it's exactly what the doctor ordered for Notre Dame's offense is a really shitty USC defense. So hopefully this will be able to be a come up game for them. This line is held in there pretty much all week. So I'm kind of surprised they must have pretty even money on it, but I'm taking USC on the money line. My last one of the day is going to be an under. I'm taking NC State at Duke, and I'm taking under 44.
I like it.
For the record, Duke is a 3-point favorite there. Look, Riley Leonard's hurt. Brennan Armstrong's feelings are hurt. Okay. Been a horrible year for him. Just been an absolutely horrible year. Horrible year for this NC State team. Their offense is shit. Horrible. But they do have a good defense, and Duke does too. Give me the under 44. I feel really good about that one.
Yeah, I like that play. I really do.
Absolutely. Hey, I just want to tell everybody, thank you for tuning in. We had people in and out throughout the show, and we're going to have people watching on a replay. And what we hope you'll do is maybe comment your picks in here. Which one of these is the game of the week, and who's winning it? Give us a comment. We'd love to hear that. We will argue with you. Okay, so don't say anything stupid, because we'll nail you to the cross about it, just like y'all do us. So it's a lot of fun. But hey, man, it's the eve going into college football week 7. This is how we do it. We talk about lines, and we try to make some money. Everybody go get your money into the betting window. Let's win it, and let's have an enjoyable Saturday of week 7 college football. Here we go. Thank you for tuning in to the 1st&LONG college football show. Hey, Eric, before I go, we just got a comment from Eric. Any pick on UGA?
Yep. Any pick on UGA?
Yeah.
This is
what's the line, Mason?
It's a lot. Hold on, I've got them
trolling, Eric, or you really want to know?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Georgia's facing Vanderbilt. It's a 32.5 point spread. Of course, Georgia's favored here. It's a 55.5 point over under.
I like Georgia to cover.
I like the over here.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So there's two plays.
Hold on, Mason. There's supposed to be bad weather. So I'd be careful taking the over. That's what I heard. Carson Beck earlier in the week was now. Look, I'm no weatherman, okay, but Carson Beck was talking earlier in the week about the possibility of playing in inclement weather at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it is at Vanderbilt, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So I like UGA to cover. I think UGA figured out something last week. Okay. I really do. I think Carson Beck is coming into his own. He's top 5 in the country in passing yards at this point. Not many people realize that. Dude is tearing it up, and Brock Bowers is on a hot streak. I wouldn't be surprised if there is inclement weather. We'll be handing the ball off some to Brock Bowers, on some end arounds and off tackle stuff. I like Georgia to cover this weekend, Eric, and we appreciate you tuning in, and we hope that you'll do the same. next
Yeah,
week.
this just in. Bet the under. Bet the under 55. If there's inclement weather, I would pay attention to this one. Try to catch it before the line moves. I actually like Vanderbilt to cover the points, the 32.5. I just think that that's a lot of points, and we've seen Georgia kind of not get up for these kind of games, especially if there's inclement weather. It could easily be a 35-7 type of win.
Yeah,
So
Vandy's just such dog water.
I just
God.
wanted to stay away from this one, but I think Georgia wins.
Yeah. Eric, there's a reason this wasn't one of our picks. I don't like betting huge spreads, and I don't really like betting on Georgia games, to be honest. We love Georgia, and we love breaking the games down, and whenever they have a good one, we certainly will do so. But this is not going to be a good game. Georgia's going to mash them into taters. Thank you, everybody, again, for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun, and we're starting to see some growth on the channel. It was a good week. To keep that growth going, we need some thumbs up, you guys. Give us those thumbs up, please. That just helps the algorithm on YouTube so much. It's hard to explain. It's a weird little world that we live in here on YouTube. But thank you everybody for tuning in. We hope to see you next week. We're going to have a reaction show later this weekend. We'll put something out to kind of remind everybody. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see that. Everybody have a great night, and let's have a great week 7 Saturday.
Yep. Good luck with your picks, and have a good weekend.
Thank you.